and welcome to today's video, and today I'm sharing a slightly negative review, which I don't post often about negative things, but this foundation, oh my god, I just had to share with you how terrible it is on my skin. Like, it's like no other foundation I've ever used, and it's quite a hyped foundation, so I kind of wanted to put this opinion out there for anyone that thinks that this is like an amazing product like I did. I then got it and it's definitely not worked for me. So today I'm talking about the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation and concealer. When this first came out, I swear the internet just blew up over it. Like, I saw so many positive reviews, and it wasn't until it came on Beauty Bay did I purchase it, and I've tried this so many times to try and make it work for me, and I've just concluded that it doesn't. So today what I'm going to do is apply it on my face. I've got both a brush and a sponge to show you how it applies differently with those two. I'm then going to check in after 1 hour and show you what it's like on my skin, because honestly I have not seen anything like it. It is just unbelievable, and the way, honestly, you'll just be shook. So keep watching to find out how this actually reacts with my skin and how terrible it looks in 1 hour. So to get started, I'm just taking the shade Creamy Vanilla. This is 01. I think they've released a lighter shade. Not that I would purchase it again, because you're going to see like what it's like on my skin. But I'm going to start with just tying my hair back. So I'm going to apply half of my face with a sponge, which will be this side, and then this side with a brush. For the sponge, I'm going to use a Real Techniques one, which has suddenly become like my favourite sponge ever. Like, I literally prefer this over the Beauty Blender. I've repurchased like a million of these like before I started my no buy, so I'm going to do that on this side, and then on the brush side I'm going to use my trusty Sigma F80 brush. Love this brush for normal foundations at work, but I'm going to show you how they apply with both, and I'm going to show you that it doesn't matter which technique you use. Like, this just looks terrible, so let's get onto it. So this is after my first layer. This says it's a medium to full coverage foundation, but it's not covered any of the discoloration or like spots that I have at the bottom there. And I just feel like around here it's gone on quite patchy. That side is with a sponge, and now this side I'm going to do it with my F80 brush. This side is with a brush, similar kind of story. I feel like the brush has actually applied it much more patchier. I feel like there's a lot of patchiness on my forehead, and I also feel like there's a lot of unevenness around here, and you know, it's still not covered a lot of the redness I have, a lot of the spots. It just doesn't do what it says it's going to do. So I'm going to apply additional bits all over and then bring you guys kind of back into it. I kind of just want to make it a little bit more even, just to kind of give it the best start, as if I was going out with it, but you'll see very shortly why I would never go out wearing this foundation. So I went all over it with a sponge just to try and even it out, because obviously the brush seemed to actually make the product kind of separate, and I don't feel like it looks very good, honestly. Like, I wouldn't be happy with this being a base. I feel like it looks slightly cakey around here already. It's quite uneven underneath my eyes, and I feel like it's gonna begin to kind of cling onto dry patches. My nose, I always feel like already is beginning to build up a little bit, and just in my opinion, it just looks really like bad. Like, it just looks terrible. I feel like it just looks so patchy and just doesn't live up to the hype. So what I'm gonna do is, I literally told you guys that it begins to like look terrible so quickly, so I'm going to check back in an hour and show you guys what it's like, because trust me, you're going to be shook. So I've had this foundation on for an hour, and I am already oily. I'm going to zoom you guys in so you can kind of see what it's gone like, but like, you can see all redness all around my face. It looks really patchy. I feel like it's all kind of already come off of my nose. It's broken up. It's clung in the drier areas of my nose as well. It just looks like my forehead is so oily. Like, if I had have worn this foundation all day and came home from work and it was like this, I would think, oh, I should have repowdered. This is after an hour of wear. Like, my skin is oily, but it's not this oily that it really makes the foundation look like this after an hour. So I don't know whether the product itself is just a bit of a dud on my skin, but this is just not okay. Like, this is why I cannot use this foundation, because it's just insane. Like, it's just so patchy, and you can see all like my spots and stuff, and I just don't get it. Like, it is literally the worst foundation I have ever used, and I've tried so many foundations, and I don't know why, because I really wanted to love this and I've heard so many good things about it, but it just hasn't worked. So let me zoom you in so you guys can actually see like how bad it is on my skin. But this is why I can't go out like this. Like, thank goodness I'm not going out anytime soon, because I wanted to show you guys like how bad it literally is. But can you actually believe this is after an hour wear? An hour. It's just, oh, my skin just looks horrid. It's definitely clung into like my smile lines a little bit. Not like hugely, but it just looks so bad. Here you can see like discoloration, any kind of spots and stuff you can see. It's really accentuated the texture I have kind of under my eyes and in my cheek area, and it just looks so patchy. Like, I can't actually deal. My nose, like, there's no product really left on there. It's really broken up and you can see redness. It's patchy on my nose, and it's really clung into the area here. So that's not looking nice, but it's like my forehead. Look how oily that is. Insane. I literally can't, I just can't deal with it. Like, it's so like weird. Like, I've never tried a foundation that works this incorrectly on my skin. Same on this side, I feel like it looks patchy, you can see discoloration. So I didn't powder my face just to show you what it's like. I would normally powder, but even when I powder it, it literally gets about 3 hours wet instead of 1. And literally, like, I can't deal with it. It's just so bad. Like, my forehead just looks so patchy. It's just, I just cannot get over it. So it's safe to say that I will not be using this foundation again. I'm going to give it to my sister and just see if she can get on with it a little bit better. If it is down to my skin type, because I am oily, then maybe it is like having like a huge reaction to this foundation. So I'm going to give it to her and see how she gets on with it. But if she hates it, then we may as well just get rid of it, because it's just like, I cannot deal with this. Like, it's insane. Like, I've never had a foundation look this bad and make my makeup look like it's been on all day, and it's been on for an hour. I've not gone out for a run, I've not done like a in-house workout. Like, this is just how it's reacted with my skin. You know, you can watch different videos throughout my channel and you can see how my skin is when I put foundation on, and yes, I'm oily, but I have never had such a reaction to a foundation where it's just patchy. It looks like the worst. Like, it makes my skin look horrible, and I'd rather not wear foundation than wear this one. So yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed this mini negative review. And I've heard so many people love this foundation, but for me, I just don't know how it can work for my skin type. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, and yeah, it's just, you know, I applied some with a brush and some with a sponge, and it still looked like this. So there's not a way that I can change a technique, there's not a way that I can necessarily change the product, and it's just the worst for me. So I'm never going to use this foundation again. You know, you have to try these things to realise they don't work for you, and you know, I was so looking forward to trying it because I'd heard it was just so good, but no, it's going to my sister, and if she doesn't like it, it's going in the bin because it's just the worst. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. In my opinion, I wouldn't recommend you spend your money on it just because it reacts like this. Like, if you have oily skin and your skin naturally makes foundations look slightly oily, like I said, I'd expect this maybe after a full day's wear if I'd had quite a long day, but not after an hour's wear. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on the product and the reason why I'm not going to buy it again, and probably why I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. I know someone else that I work with that bought it at the same time as me, and she said she didn't like it either. So I don't know whether we just received like a bad batch or what. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and I'll see you again in my next one. Bye guys!